and welcome to the CUP Ringside, part of the CUP Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And wait, well, no, that's the other one. The Ringside is where we give you a first hand, the best seat in the house to all our thoughts on wrestling, and in this instance, all our thoughts on SmackDown. Period. Yes, it's been that kind of day. It's been a long day. I've been doing multiple recordings today, so I had to. I forgot what I was supposed to say for this recording. But anyway, I am Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Per. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just drinking some juice out of my tumbler because that's what with my dinner. And I got that. But if I was drinking something else or doing what I'm doing with it, using it as a holder of things, I would be using my cup mug, and you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the US, in Canada, and Mexico. And guess what? We are back to shipping internationally, so there are no excuses. So get your cup merch, period.
Period. I'm Amy at the Killer Queen on Twitter. I'm excited to talk about SmackDown. We had quite a few ups and downs, but we made it. I'm drinking a Raz Cranberry LaCroix. I'm a LaCroix girly lately, cutting down on soda. So, but yeah, this was a fun SmackDown. I look forward to talking about it with you, Lana.
Absolutely. It was a good one. But before we jump into it, let's get the business part out of the way. If you're here and you see our beautiful faces and you want to help support us as we continue this journey on this podcasting thing that we do, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode because here on the Cup Ringside, we do have weekly shows on SmackDown, on Raw, on NXT that we talk about every single week. So you don't want to ever miss a single piece of the content that we have. And also, we will have our mid card videos like we like to throw up from time to time, top tens, tier lists, documentary videos, and PLEs, which we will be talking about the King and Queen of the Ring tournament next week. So because that's happening next week as well, so we will be talking about that coming up. So you don't want to miss that either. You will have the whole gang back together again to talk about this PLE. So it'll be fun. It'll be a good time had by all. And if you continue in the description below, you can find the links to all of our other channels, and you can click the subscriptions to there to all of our other channels, our audio links, and our membership channels. All of those will be in the description below, and so you can click on those to subscribe to all of our channels because we got stuff coming at you all the time. Like I said, this is the Cup Network, and I mean that. We have stuff coming at you all the time. So check that out. All right. Ooh, under five. We got all the business stuff out of the way. Let's get talking about SmackDown. We're talking about SmackDown from May 17th. And we start the show with the video talking about the King and Queen of the Ring and the matches for the shows. We saw uh, a bunch of the superstars arriving. It's just typical beginning of SmackDown. Superstars are arriving. Everybody's coming in. Blah blah blah. And then we hear Bianca's music, and Bianca comes out. Now it's been speculation, and Montez has been doing some things on his Instagram that's causing people to be like, "Huh, what? What you mean?" Like he has changed his bio from a dad of two to a dad of three. And so everybody's like, is she pregnant? And she wasn't on house shows, so now everybody's speculating. But Bianca was out there looking great in this match. And I just don't believe she's pregnant because if she was pregnant, I don't think she'd be out there doing what she was doing. So
I agree. I think it's purely speculation. I think it could be fishing for another season of Love in WWE. I think that will definitely be. I think they will be taking a break at some point, and when they do, they'll be filming another season and probably talk about them trying to get pregnant. So I think this is just the starting point of them creating that buzz around that, and I'm not mad at it. I know Bianca knows what's best for her. She's not going to put her child at risk, knowing how badly this woman wants to be a mother at some point and to have a family. I really don't think that she would even be allowed to wrestle if she was pregnant. I don't think that she would get the clearance regardless.
No,
so
I don't think so either. But Bianca is fighting Tiffany Stratton in this King of the Ring. And I'll just get this out of the way. It was always something about Tiffany Stratton I ain't like. It was always something about her I couldn't get behind. I didn't know what it was. I never knew exactly what it was. And it wasn't because she wasn't talented, because she is. It wasn't because she wasn't good in the ring, because she is. It was just something about her and her character that was holding me back from jumping on the Tippy Time bandwagon. And from the actions of this week, from her, made me realize, yep, that's why I didn't want to. That is why I couldn't fully get on board with her. It was
Black women be knowing. That's all. Black women be knowing.
And we just
you feel it? The vibe was not where it needed to be. And like, it's not, this is not a all white women thing, because there are so many white women within wrestling that I fuck with heavy.
Absolutely.
But something about it, it was like when Lacey first came and I was like, and just something there that I was like, I don't know, I'm not sold yet. And I think we've kind of had that be a regular occurrence for us, where we both said like she's incredibly talented, but she doesn't connect for us. And look at God.
Because guess what? I don't have to go back and look like Boo Boo the Fool in front of nobody. I don't have to be like, I never said I liked her. No, because I never did. And this whole situation on her Instagram and her stories and stuff has kind of made me go, I knew it. I knew it.
For those that are not aware of what we are talking about, over the weekend, Tiffany shared a clip of her striking Jade in the face with a racially insensitive comment attached to it, like a film quote. And no, just no. You do not have the right to do that or say that, or it's just inappropriate in every sense of the word. Like, whether you are friends enough or not, you, at the end of the day, that's never going to be something that I am going to deem acceptable to hear from any white person towards a Black woman in general. And we have to deal with enough disrespect in day-to-day life without it being from your own like friends and coworkers. So
right. And even if she would have just not put the Black in front of it and just was like, boom, bing, that probably would have been more like, okay, girl, we see what you're doing. Right. Even though that's like, you still found it rude, but it won't be racially rude. This was racially rude. And it was like, why do you even have to do that? And I feel like I would be the same way if somebody did a clip like that and was like, white B. I would be like, why to do that? Like, that ain't even necessary to even make it like that, make it about that. And boy, did the people who love making excuses for white people come out in droves, and they were like, well, maybe she didn't know. Well, why did she post it? Why do we post
very clear to hear.
I don't post anything that I don't listen to first before I post it. Like,
and you're not somebody who is working for a major corporation, Lana. Like, if you know that you are on a major promotion and that there are thousands and thousands upon thousands of eyes that are looking at your content regularly, You
Mm-hmm.
should be a little more responsible with what you are posting or reposting, whether you made it yourself or not.
Mm-hmm.
Reposting it's inappropriate, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
I don't think that I felt that Black Twitter dragged her enough for all of us this week, and I liked many a tweet. That's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying.
I'm just saying, I was a fan of all the tweets, but yeah, it's just I see you, and I never got you in the first place, so yeah, don't need to talk about you. And I think the punishment for her for that was the fact that she just wasn't going to win this match. And even if Bianca was not supposed to win this match, even if Bianca was supposed to be leaving to take a break, so to speak, um, they couldn't let that happen now after that. So the match was fine. We saw some backs and forths with Tiffany and with Bianca, like normal. I think they have good chemistry in the ring. The two of them, it showed a lot. Um, like I said, this is not, and I like Tiffany says she is a good wrestler. She has skills that I'm like, I want to like you, but I just didn't connect with her. But they did really well. They Bianca's knee is still giving her some issues throughout the match, but she still ended up winning this match with a KOD. Um, and I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I think that's going to be her prevailing storyline through the rest of this tournament is the knee issue, and I think it will lead to her not winning this tournament. I don't think she
Mhm.
needs the win right now to be lifted up in any way. She's a champion currently. She's the star of the company. There's really nowhere else for her to go upwards in a trajectory of winning Queen of the Ring other than to possibly sell the start of um, a break emotionally between Jade and Bianca. But yeah, I think that that will be the thing that is her Achilles heel for the tournament at the end of the day.
Mhm.
I look forward to seeing what happens moving forward. But I'm the right one won. You know,
Absolutely.
the right one won. It sits well in my spirit, and that's all I'm gonna say.
That it's that very well. Oh,
Also, Tiffany, you're dark sided for kicking her in the fucking stomach. How crazy you did, because
right.
whether it's a rumor or not, you know people are concerned about that. It just felt like you're doing too much, but
Hmm.
you know we move.
Um. Yeah. She was real wrong for that because I was like, if she is, you wrong for doing that. Like, don't do that. Um. Then we have the LA Knight Tamatanga story happening. This is the second King of the Ring match. But we do have some backstage stuff that happened beforehand, which I kind of found very interesting. You and me
Girl,
talking.
girl, I don't know. I'm just as confused. And like honestly, I'm a little frustrated. The grunting sounds and whatnot.
Mm, mm,
This man is very well spoken, can
mm-hmm.
cut an amazing promo. Why do you have him grunting on national television and acting like a quote unquote savage? Like, why are you doing that?
Why?
Like, I need it to make sense for the storyline. I understand if you don't want him to overshadow Solo because Solo's not that great on the mic. But
Mm-hmm.
if Solo's not great on the mic, you allow the bloodline to shine with the talents of all of the wrestlers in it instead of allowing them to just be background pieces. They can all help each other
Mm-hmm.
be great.
Mm-hmm.
Let Tama talk. Let people see that not only is he dangerous in the ring, but that he's also dangerous with that mouth.
Mm.
Uh, yeah.
Ooh.
I know. I know.
You have
My
to put
brain
it
went
like
there too. I
you have to
know.
put it like that. You have to put it like that. But okay, okay. Yeah, I was a little concerned about the grunting. I was like, why? What are we doing that for? That makes no sense. But whatever. You know, the bloodline will be the bloodline. And I'm gonna always support him.
And I'm gonna
Whatever.
stand by him. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
stand
stand
by
by.
him.
That's my man. That's my man. I'm gonna stand by him. Yep, he is. He they mine. But Another incident happened backstage between LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes, which I thought was interesting as well, because y'all know I love me some Carmelo Hayes. The man is fine. I think he's great. He's an amazing wrestler. But he kind of got roasted. He kind of got ate up by LA Knight in this segment. And I was just like, oh, dang. Carmelo was like doing his thing. So he the HIM. And LA Knight was like, oh, wow, look who won the spelling bee. Oh, my God, that's so great. But you know they ain't going to be saying that lame stuff, because if you want to hear some, everybody will be saying, and the crowd was just like, L, A, Night, yeah. And I was like, dang, he ate you up with that.
He did, because the crowd is always going to be behind a good chant.
Absolutely.
My concern with LA Knight is like half wondering if the way that people, I don't know if it's actually that LA Knight is over or people just like chanting stupid shit every week. And so like every time he wrestles, I feel like there's a disconnect with the crowd. Like they don't care about him actually wrestling.
Right.
And it's just about the catchphrases and being able to yell something. So it's just frustrating, because it's like every time he talks, they're all screaming and excited. And then the matches, there's just a major disconnect where it just feels like nice gowns, beautiful gowns.
When we talked about this, we said it's something that's just not.
It's not clicking.
Connecting. It's not clicking with LA Knight. It's like, sure, he's over with the crowd with the LA Knight part, but like you say, when he wrestles, it's not
silence, crickets, bathroom breaks. Like
it's fabulous gowns, beautiful gowns, crickets. Like literally, it was all of that, and it's nothing. And even in this match, it wasn't. I mean, it was what we expected from a bloodline match right now, because for the most part, from the moment, we always get interference from anybody who's not wrestling in the match with the bloodline. We expect it. We come to know what's going to happen. And they just allowed the distractions to happen and let Tonga come out and win, like what he was going to do. And he won the match. And I'm not mad at the outcome of the match either, because that's what I wanted to win anyways. So.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I love Tama. I look forward to them getting past this stage and allowing the growth to occur. I think this is just to make people familiarized with the newer members of the bloodline, Tangaloa and Tama Tonga. It's going to take time for people to warm up to them and want to care. And so attaching them to this big storyline is great. It allows them immediately to be at the forefront of what's happening. But I think that we have to start seeing some progression moving forward, or it's going to become stagnant. And I think that they're forgetting that the reason the bloodline went as well as it did for as long as it did was because of Roman and Paul together, and not having either of them involved, they're going to have to turn it up to 100. Like, you have to turn it the fuck up. You all can do this, and I'm aware of the capabilities of everyone within the bloodline, and I just need the writers to give them something other than just the constant interference, because I'm always cheer and I'm always every time, but let them live to their full potential. Like, let them eat.
I need you to let them eat, because when Roman does come back, and I wanted to make it believable that Solo and Tama and Lau will be able to compete with a Roman and a Jimmy and a Jay. You know what I mean? And whoever else comes with the bloodline. Like, yes. I wanted to be like, yeah.
Yes, build them up to be a credible threat. They need to be a credible threat.
Absolutely. Because if it's not, then it's like, well, what do we do this for? What do we do all this for in the first place?
Right. If it's just going to be a squash because you got all of the people who have been consistently on television for 10 years are automatically going to get the excitement of the crowd behind them. I need monster heat on the opposing bloodline members. I need people to be so hateful because they have run SmackDown however they see fit, and they have won everything, and they have literally put their foot on the necks of the entire roster in a way where they are undeniable in the way they are holding like an iron fist over this entire roster. But they need to start doing that. Other than just, they don't need the distractions. Tama Tonga can win that match with his fucking eyes closed.
Right.
Let him show what he can do.
Absolutely. I need them to, if they go put Solo in this leadership position, they need to show him as like Roman, like get him to God mode where he feels like he is unstoppable and he can just do it. You have to elevate him. Like, it don't feel like nobody is scared of the bloodline anymore. And I need that to be a change. I need the locker room to like fear the bloodline. You never know what match they go come out and destroy somebody in. You never know who they go and beat somebody up in the background, backstage area. Like, it needs to be a faction like no other.
This is gonna sound sick, but I want Tama Tonga to beat Paul Heyman within an inch of his life and have him bleeding in the ring, so that people are genuinely fearful. Because if they can do that to this like wise man that they have all looked up to and that has been revered, literally just was put in the Hall of Fame. Like, people love Paul Heyman. If they attack, like brutally attack Paul Heyman in that way, I feel like it instills a fear with them amongst the roster. Like, if they could do that to their own, what can they do to us? So writers, hit me up. Like,
absolutely,
we got this. We got you here on the cup. Like, we have your storylines.
We can just write for the bloodline. I don't have to write for everybody.
Right. I don't got to write everything else. Just let me write for the bloodline.
And it just work. Like,
let us cook.
Let us cook and eat and serve and feed the children. Please let us feed the children. But
speaking of the children,
speaking of
the children,
absolutely, because we were fed with this one here, because we did have the next Queen of the Ring tournament match, and it was Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. And well, before we do that, we gotta talk about the contract signing with Logan Paul and
do we have to though, Lana? Like, okay, I'm just
we'll briefly
you can talk about it, and then I'll give my comment, and
we'll briefly get through it, because they signed a contract, and Logan Paul decides that his title is too good to go up. He does not feel the need to put his title up against Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes didn't do anything to earn a title shot against him. But he has earned his title shot for the Universal Championship, so he ripped up the original contract. And he said all this disrespectful stuff, blah, blah, blah. And they end up signing a whole new contract for just the Universal Champion, blah, blah, blah. And that happened.
New. These two have the chemistry of a wet paper towel with each other. I made snacks. I did my dishes during this segment. I barely paid attention to it. It is what it is. I need them to actually believe in Cody as champion and give him important and like credible storylines in order to push him as a credible champion. Because like you want people to believe that like he deserves this and he worked so hard for it, and yet you're dogging him with these like shit storylines. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what's for SummerSlam? Because literally, like, if this is leading up to that,
please,
you're not doing enough for me, baby. Like, I'm just annoyed.
And I don't want them to ever think we want to see Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes fight again. After they fight this week, this needs to be it. Cody wins, Logan loses, bye, period. We don't need to see them fight again. Don't save them for a SummerSlam just because it's in his hometown. I don't care. Do something else with Logan Paul. Don't have him in the main event championship match just because it's his hometown. Like, absolutely not. I'm over it already. I don't believe this story. I never believed this story. I was bored from the start when they announced that Logan Paul was going to be his opponent. I was like,
we were like, really? Like, Okay, I guess is what we doing.
What we doing? And if it wasn't for the rest of the Queen and the King of the Ring tournaments, I probably wouldn't watch Saudi. But
Right.
all right, well, this is what we doing. Okay, but after Saturday, I don't need to see them again. This isn't a match that I need to revisit. I would rather revisit the AJ Cody match before I revisit these two. Like, absolutely not. It's I'm tired of Logan Paul anyway. And it's not because he's not a good wrestler. It's just I'm tired of him, period. But we move because I honestly don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's get to the mothers of the of the show who I want to talk about.
You
And that
want to
is
talk
Jake
about
Cargill.
mothers? Sorry.
Right. We want to talk about mothers, and that is Nia Jax and Jade Cargill. Nia gives her interview before heading back to the ring, which I love when they do that. Do a little quick interview, then walk out in the ring, and the camera follows. Uh,
Beautiful.
I love it. The cinematic work, the camera work that the
It's
WWE is
been
doing
so
now,
good. So
so
good.
good. I've been
I
here
love
for
that they're
it.
trying new things. Like it, you can really tell that they are trying to up the production value and make it like a fully immersive experience. It's just better.
It was really good. It was really good. Um, so Jade comes out looking stunning. We had a moment backstage with Jade talking to Bianca, and they were like, how's your knee? She was like, it's gonna be good when I'm next across the ring from you next week. That's fine. Da da da. So I'm like, okay, cool, great. It was a good moment for them too. I love to see it. Jay comes out looking fabulous. And we knew this was going to be a battle for Jay Cargill because Nia Jax is not one to just overlook. She is a powerhouse. And her and Jay went back and forth, and it was strength against strength and power against power. And it was good. And then they spilled outside of the ring. And Nia next knocks Jade into the barricade. She's over. And her daughter is Jay's daughter is on at ringside, and she's like, "Mommy,"
Your mom sucks.
she was
Your
like,
mom
"Mommy," and
sucks.
Nia grabs Jade, and because Jade is like, "It's okay, Mom, it's okay," and she grabs Jade and throws her off and goes into her daughter's face, and was just like,
Your mom
"Your mom,
sucks.
your mom's not," and the little girl was like, "No."
No, she doesn't. Yes.
Like,
Yes, baby girl. Find your voice.
and she
Yes.
stood 10 toes down on. She was like, "No, my mommy did
Yes. She's
not."
a rider.
I loved it. It was so cute. But I was like, this is the moment for Nia that I love. Like, this is heel Nia. This is what you do as a heel. You taunt the kids. You hate you tear up the signs. You talk back to the fans. Like, that's what you do. And the fact that she did it to Jade's daughter in front of Jade, and I know this was something that they discussed because, of course, nobody do that. You ain't that crazy to do that to a black
Yeah,
woman's
don't mess with
child
nobody's
without their
baby.
permission. No, 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 no. Nobody's baby without their permission. Like you don't do that. But it was a good moment, and it brought out these emotions in Jade that was so uncontrollable that Nia grabbed a chair, Jade snatched the chair and started wailing on Nia with that chair, and she got disqualified. And I was just like, oh, I don't know if I wanted
Boo. Boo.
that.
Listen, the crowd didn't want it either because
No.
they was not having it. Honestly, like I understand them wanting to preserve Jade not losing in a way that means her getting pinned. They want her to continue to look like a powerhouse that's unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this was kind of a necessary way for them to move forward without her and Bianca having to face off yet. I think they
Mm-hmm.
will save them actually facing off against each other until a
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. They're
Mm-hmm.
never going to face one on one against each other until then. And it's going to build up to the point where it is like a necessary thing to see.
Right.
So I get it. Do I like it? No.
Mm-hmm.
They could have
No.
done it in a different way. They could have just let Naya hit her and cheat, and not be
Right.
seen by the ref and just pin her. And people would not look at Jade any lesser if she lost that way, because it was
Right.
clearly not her being pinned clean. But
Right.
to make her seem like this overly emotional person that is only led by her emotions, like that, it's just, I hope that this does not become a consistent way that they try to discredit her by having her be like overly emotional and then constantly involving the children and all. Like, I don't know. We'll see
Right.
how it goes. It was cute. I loved seeing her daughter out there. She's
Yes.
adorable. Like,
Adorable.
just the cutest kid in the world. And seeing any little kid stand up 10 toes down for their mama is always going to be a moment. And I love watching people's families ringside,
Yes.
supporting them and being taunted by the heel. Like, that is just traditional wrestling storylines. And people acting like it is too much because it's a child. I'm like, did we
Are
not
you
just have
new?
this happen with Sammy? Like, are you
Right.
new? Like,
Are
this
you
has
new
been
here?
happening for many, many years.
Many
Dominic
years.
himself has been involved in stuff when he was a child. Like,
7. He was 7 years old.
it is what it is. It is what it is. The children know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not happy with the result, but we move. Happy for Naya.
Right.
Excited for her to burn brighter on SmackDown
Right. I think
now.
she's
I
winning.
feel like they're helping her build up. I would love to see her win, to be quite honest.
I think
she needs it.
she's winning the Queen of the Ring, which I would be okay with, very happy with.
Yeah, I think she really needs it currently. I don't think anyone else that's making it to the finals needs it to build their storyline the way that Naya could really use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it would help build her up as a bigger heel. I think that the winner of the King of the Ring being a heel is much more advantageous for storyline reasons than having it be a face in the company.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when you get a heel as King or Queen of the Ring, it just makes it better. It makes you, because then you get stuff like King Booker coming out and is with this, and and we get
Baron
to
Corbin, like, we just hate him so
King
much.
Corbin. You hate it so much. You're like, oh, but they eat it up, and it's like, yeah. When Zelina was, she was like, I'm Queen Zelina, and nobody liked Zelina, and it was just like, I think, like, I agree with you. King and Queen of the Ring definitely does better when it's a heel instead of a face, because Elijah Wood was King of the Ring last year, and it was like,
okay.
It did nothing for his story. It did nothing for his, his placement on the roster. He was just King Woods for a little bit. I was like, all right. So, the next match was DIY versus Angel and Berto. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I ain't kidding about this match. It was an unannounced match, but we had Grace Waller and Austin Theory on commentary for this match. But I didn't care that much. So, if you did,
I didn't. I don't need to hear anything Austin Theory ever has to say ever. Keep him off of a microphone as long as humanly possible, please. But also, like, I like DIY as a team. Like, as someone that has seen them on the independent wrestling scene for years, and like spent time around these people and just seeing how they are when given the ability to just go for a long period of time within a ring. I think that it really hinders a group like DIY from like growing and being able to be popular with the viewers if they are not able to do what they do best, which is wrestle, like, I don't know. It was exactly what you expect from an unannounced tag match in the middle of a SmackDown that's just filling some time. It's exactly what you expect. Do I want better for both of these teams? Yes. Do I think better will come for both of these teams? No.
I was about to say, who knows, but no.
No. Like, let's be real. Like, let's be so for real.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Like, Berto and them are about to be future endeavored quietly in about 6 months' time.
Oh, I can see that too. Yep. I can see that too. But DIY ends up winning the match. Great. I do like DIY. I do like DIY. I just feel like they're in a position where they're just not getting what they deserve and what they need for the fans to fully, completely get behind them. And now that they're here on SmackDown, when they at least when they were on Raw and they were playing off of the whole awesome truth of it all, people were like, okay, they're friends with R-Truth, and R-Truth is silly, and we love him, and he's fun, and but now they're on SmackDown, and it's like, okay, now what?
Now
So
what? Right.
now what? Um, and now for our main event, which I'm very happy to talk about, with Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes, and I'm looking at this picture right here that I have, and this is one fine picture of two fine men. I just love looking at it. But
Are you talking about the King of the Ring graphic of the two of them?
yeah, I will be talking about
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
some great pictures of both of them. Yeah.
I'm a fan. I've been a fan of Randy Orton for a very long time, and I'm a fan of Carmelo Hayes. And mm, I
Fine,
have
fine sandwich.
I have unladylike thoughts about them on a regular basis.
Ooh.
But yeah, so they fought, and it was a good match. I must say, I think both of them, because Randy Orton is Randy Orton. Randy Orton will always. He's just gonna be good. It's just good. And then we have Carmelo Hayes, who is really good and coming into his own. And I'm enjoying seeing him every week. Like, look, I'm Carmelo Hayes. I'm him, and you just gonna have to deal with it. And then folks try to humble him, and he like, nah.
Let me be great, like for real.
Right, watch me cook and let me do what I do. And I love that. It's like you can't humble me. You won't make me feel like I'm less than what I say I am. I am him, and I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna be him. And it's good to see. But when he come up against somebody who is like Randy Orton, who is also him, and who is also great, and who is also amazing, it's nice to see the chemistry between them. And it's like, this is the first time we've seen them in a match together. And it was really good chemistry between them two.
I agree. It was a really fun match to watch. I loved watching the RKO finish, like Carmelo getting a little too cocky and landing right into an RKO. And I think that is a regular. I'm nervous for Carmelo moving forward because I don't want it to become a habit of him consistently losing. But I'm willing to give it a chance because I do think, regardless of winning or losing his matches recently, that he still comes out of them all looking good. So we'll see. I really do think he has a bright future within this company. I think that he has plenty of room to grow on SmackDown, and I look forward to what's next. I want to see him fighting. I want to see him take that title off Logan Paul. That'd be really cute.
I would love that. I would love that. But see, and this is the thing. I don't mind him losing in this match because this is the second round to the quarterfinals to the King of the Ring, and I don't want him to win the King of the Ring right now. Like, he don't need that right now.
Honestly, that could be a death sentence this early in his career. I think that it could be, people will have no reason to care about it, and it will just have him be stagnant for a really long time. So I think it is a blessing for him to not win it currently.
Right. And to lose to somebody like a Randy Orton is not something you sneeze at. And then you went toe to toe with Randy Orton. Randy was on the ropes for a little bit, and you had him going for a little while. And then that RKO out of nowhere just came, and it was like, okay. But so I feel like him losing this match to Randy was perfectly fine. Like you say, he loses matches, but still comes out looking like a winner. Still comes out looking good. And so it's not a bad thing. I thought, like I said, this match was good to me. I enjoyed it. After Randy wins the match, though, the bloodline comes out, And they staring at him. He's like, I know y'all not thinking y'all gonna intimidate me. Let me introduce myself to you if you don't know who I am. I know you want to say who the F I am. But he was like, I am Randy Orton. I am the legend killer. And I ain't scared of none of y'all, pretty much. He ain't scared of none of them. I thought it was a good way an interesting way to end the show. But
Right. I think it's going to be very fun to see. I think that it ends up with Tama and Orton in the final for the King of the
mhm,
Ring, and it's going to be a barn burner of a match. I look forward to seeing Tama. I think at that point it will be less about bloodline interference, and I hope that they will just let Tama wrestle,
right.
because him and Orton is a match that like I never thought would happen, and I'm very excited to see what these two do. Like, please just let them cook, because they are
No,
going to give us such like majestic wrestling, like just
yeah,
beautiful storytelling, and I can't wait to watch. I
absolutely.
think that Orton's going to take it all, though. I think that Orton is going to
Absolutely.
be the king of the ring.
I do too. I do too. I think he's winning the whole thing. He'll be king of the ring, and which is good for him. I think if any babyface is going to do it, it needs to be him because he's already over with the crowd, and he's getting more over every single week now. Especially after Backlash, since France showed the world that you're supposed to sing along with his song now. Everybody started to do it, and so I think he is getting more and more over. And I really believe like this is something he had not done in his career. He's done it all. He's had everything except this. And so I feel like letting him have this is a great way because his career is coming to an end at some point soon. I
Hmm.
think he said by 50 he wanted to be done. And I think he
How
said
old is he currently?
45.
Oh my God.
He says
Okay,
50, but
Randy.
that's
Hi.
what I said. I was like, oh, her, you 45? That's the right age for me. I don't even feel bad. Like, look, I don't even feel bad liking him and thinking about him the way that I do because you my age. Okay, work.
Oh,
Um, so I'm like, yeah, I think with his career coming to the end, let him have the things that he hadn't done yet in his career. And King of the Ring is a good thing for him. I think he'll be perfectly fine as King of the Ring. It'll keep him where he is. It's not going to take him higher or lower than where he already is in the company. And I think it'll be good for him.
yeah. If anyone that is a face would be able to take something like this and run with it, it would be Randy. I think that it gives him something to do over the next couple of months, gives
Hmm.
him something to like lord over people and give him a reason to be on television more and make people care.
Yeah.
And I think that it allows him to have matches with a lot of the younger talent and start bringing more of them to the forefront as well, giving them the opportunity to have a platform, basically. I look forward to seeing this pay per view, though. I think it's going to be good, minus Cody and Logan.
Yeah. I honestly think that this might give us to when him winning King of the Ring will take him to a place where he can finally get the dream match that he actually wanted for WrestleMania, which is him and John Cena. They never had a singles match at WrestleMania, and they have both said that they want to have one more a time to go at WrestleMania. So I think him winning that will give him more props to actually make that happen, which I'll be happy to
Ooh,
watch. I'll be happy
I
to watch.
would too.
I
That
would
would
love to
eat.
see it. It'll be a
Yeah,
good
I look forward to that.
but
This was a good SmackDown, though. I
yeah,
feel like it definitely helped us get in the mindset of like getting prepared for the pay per
right.
view. It definitely moved things forward in a better way. I still think we took too much time on the contract signing,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but it's
That was
bound to
my complaint
happen.
last week. That was our same complaint last week about the Cody Logan Paul segments. They take too long. They don't need to be that long.
Period.
But but that is that, y'all. We are done. We talked about it. We're gonna get out of here, but you know what to do. On your way out, hit the subscribe button and notification bell to let so you know when every time we drop a video. These videos will be coming out literally the day after each of these shows. So this video will be up in about an hour or so from when we record it. But yeah, hit the buttons, go to our in the description, hit our link tree, go subscribe to all of our other three channels. Join our membership channel on our main page or on Patreon, where we have early access and exclusive content across all 4 channels on that paper on that membership channel. Also, join our socials. Check out our socials on the Cup Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter or X, whatever. And so you can see all our funny moments that we like to post there. Also, you can follow me and Amy. You see our names clicking down there if you want to. We talk about some interesting things on our personal pages. And if you keep scrolling, you can get your cup merch, not just the cup, but any of our cup merch.
Go get
LanaGCreations.etsy.com.
it.
Get your merch. And we're gonna get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Your mom sucks.
No, she doesn't.